early morning road trip. I'm heading to Great Bend, Kansas again. I went there earlier this year to do a junkyard crawl, but I ended up spending more time pulling parts off of cars that I wanted than I did to actually crawling. So I'm heading back. Chad Erlich, the owner of Nobody Else's Auto Salvage, is been kind enough to invite us back and be our host again. And it's pretty early in the morning. The sun's just coming up, and I'm in beautiful Kansas here. I'm in the hilly part of Kansas. Believe it or not, there actually are hills in Kansas. So follow along, and I'll show you some really cool old iron in his junkyard. He specializes in nothing but old American cars, because he's got over 2,000 cars, and I barely scratched the surface last time I was here. So follow along, and we'll see you soon when we get to Great Bend. Looks like the sun's coming up. Oh, I am driving my 65 Impala SS. I've done more road trips in this car than anything I've ever owned. Mainly because I really love driving this car, so I don't know, I bought it. I've never had an emotional attachment to a car until I bought this one, and I've owned it 27 years. And I've put over 120,000 miles on it in that time. I love driving this car, so I'll never get rid of it. Here we are coming into Russell, Kansas. I think this is Russell. Oh, I gotta get off the phone. I got a downshift here. I can't do this while I'm driving, holding the camera. Check this out. This is a like a 60 or 61 GMC Chevy GMC truck. I'm not sure. I think it's a half ton. Has a 4-speed in it, granny low. Still has the GMC AM radio in it. It still has some of the GMC specific dog dishes on it, and this one has the V6. Look at these cool emblems on it, on the fenders. I can't get the hood open. I tried. It's pretty frozen, but this still has the big GMC 305 cubic inch V6 that was only in, and this thing is enormous. I mean, absolutely enormous. The weight of the engine is nearly that of a big block Chevy. Next to it is this really cool Chevy tow truck. This is a 1-ton C30 1-ton. See, with a long bed step side. And he has the head rack on the back, and look at this hoist system that's on this thing. Isn't this amazing? And there's the winch, gear-driven wrench, or chain-driven winch. And probably some stuff left in it from the last time it was a tow truck. This thing's really cool. Another Chevy truck here. Somebody cut the emblems off the fenders. This might have been no, this is another GMC. Another GMC AM radio. I wonder if this one has the V6 emblems on it. If it still has no, it doesn't have an engine in it anymore. It looks like a 60 or 62 by the hood. I don't know these super well. Differentiate. I'm sure the experts will correct me if I'm wrong. Still has the leather bound key ring on it, which is kind of neat. We're walking over here a little bit now. God, it's a beautiful day to be out in the salvage yard. So international travel all. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? These things rust out pretty badly, but it had, oh, the door is jammed. Oh, this door, well, open. There we go. We gotta still watch out. Even though it's October, we gotta watch out for wasps still. Isn't it interesting in this era, the floor beds on these and Suburbans had wood floors in the cargo area. Look at the knobs and stuff for the dash. Full gauge package. This one used to be school bus yellow and somebody painted it orange. I wonder if this was a school bus in a small school district. Look at that. Gas cap up front. That's weird. Still has the cool little international doggy dishes on it. We got clearance lights. Some of these like international travel laws were actually school buses, and I'm wondering if this one was as well. Over here next to it, these were like on this property here that Chad bought from his neighbor after he passed away. These cars were kind of along the road here because we're right on the highway here. That's a 73 Impala 4-door hardtop. And I can't understand the value of these is going up. It looked like it was once green with white and green interior. Not sure about that. Looks like it had a vinyl top on it because it's completely rusted out. And you can see the vinyl top trim on it. Trailer hitch. 66 Impala. This is a Sport Coupe. It's not an SS. This is cool. The old metal ones. These are so much cooler than the decals they put on cars today. And I've been talking to him about the door here for my 65 because they had the same doors, same hood, and same body shell as a 65. This door is pretty straight. I don't feel anything on it. I like to get the door open. Check it out a little better, but a little hard. Let me go around and see the other side. This was has fender flares flags on it, so it was a V8, which most likely meant it was a 283 2-barrel. And if it had flags with a 283 on it, then it was a 283 4-barrel in most cases. Still has the interior in it, which is kind of cool. Well, I can get this door open. Black interior. Still has all the whole dash in it. Somebody replaced the original radio with some sort of AM/FM cassette. Still has the rubber floor mat, which was not much left of it. Looks like somebody converted this to a 4-shift car. Oh yeah, it was a stick shift. Is this yeah, it was originally a 3-speed. You can see the column there. So somebody converted it to a floor. And they sure put a big hole in the floor for a 3-speed shifter. It's nice. Non-AC. Now in 65 and 66, you could get a second ashtray on the passenger side of the AC heater controls. My 65 only has that one, but you could get both, which is I've seen on a few cars. It actually doesn't look like half bad car for a project, except for it's going to need quarter panels and fenders, at least lower fenders. The hood's pretty foobarred. It's got this dent in the middle. Let me back the camera back up. Got this little dent in the middle. That'd be hard to pull, maybe. It's been out here long enough, it might have some hail damage to it. There's also this dent on the roof But these are getting harder and harder to find. They get more and more expensive every day they come along. He did say that this was had a bad frame on it, and it has a 10 bolt in it. And dual exhaust. It's been sinking into the mud, so probably these 65 to 70s were they were susceptible to frame rust. Look at this right next to it. It's a 58 or 59 Ranchero. It's a hood to something on the ground here. Oh, it must be the Ranchero's hood. This one was a automatic car. Says no trespassing in this car. Yeah. I don't know the difference between a 58 and 59 door, the grill setup. Another C10. It's like a 64 to 66. 67 Delmont 88. Now, they only made these for 2 years. This one has a 425 in it, I am told. Yep, look at that. It says right on the Delmont 88 emblem right here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's got a big dent in the fender here when the door is probably wedged open. And but this is a 2-door coupe. It's kind of a fastback coupe. And see the dash in there. Now the Delmont 88 was kind of the lower model series for the Oldsmobiles in 66 and 7 and 8. Now you can tell this is a 7. No side marker lamps. In 68 they had to have side marker lamps. Here's a Cadillac from Larned, Kansas. Chance from Larned, Kansas. Big old sedan DeVille. And it had, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but in the 70s and 80s, bug deflectors were like all the thing. So for people that traveled on the highway a lot, you know, they're having to clean your windshield from dead bugs. These actually were effective to deflect bugs over the top of your car and not hit the windshield. But these things were like the epitome of luxury. Now, I don't know what it did for your gas mileage having a bug deflector on there. Oh, look, it's still got the brocade interior in it. Smells calm. Look at that, the back seat's still in it. One thing about these Cadillacs is the people that bought them, they didn't just leave them outside. They were garaged. Old Kaiser. I don't know what model this year it is, but early 50s, late 40s. Kaisers always had unique grills. They were kind of a bathtub shape. Next to it is an old grain truck. What is this? Oh, a Dodge. So 48 to 52 Dodge with the Ram hood ornament on it. Still has a flathead 6-cylinder in it. The horn. 58 Belvedere 4-door sedan. This one's in pretty decent shape. Look at this. Maybe it's a 59. I don't know. You tell me. I don't have experts telling me what every vehicle is like some of those guys. I'm just wandering around the yard with my camera taking... Oh, look at that. Looks like they screwed the door shut. I wonder what that was about. They want people escaping? Something about the Chrysler products in 58, 59 is that they just had the most epic fends. I mean, look at the fends on this thing. Yeah, the passenger side rear door isn't... And I always like these door handles too. Yeah, that's cool. See? See if I can get a shot of the interior through the glass, because these doors don't want to open. Here's a Buick. Looks like an Electra. And this is a Chrysler Cordoba. Dodge. I don't know. There's like all Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth all made cars that look exactly like this. In 1975, this could be a Chrysler Cordoba. It could be a Dodge Charger. I have a friend who has a 75 Dodge Charger. Looks just like this. I have a split bench, but it doesn't have the Corinthian leather. These could have been really cool cars. These could have been really cool cars if they weren't, you know, destroyed by the emissions. Now look at this. We just got cars just lined up just in the trees. I don't know what this is. It's pretty cool. It looks like it used to be a four-door sedan. Or a touring sedan, which would be a four-door car with a fold-down top. It does have a trunk still on it. This is kind of cool. Looks like it has the doors inside. This might actually looks like, by the doors, it looks like it was a four-door sedan at one time. Not really sure what the make is on this one. It's a 6-cylinder, which probably wasn't a Ford. I like how, look at the push rods. Right, those are the push rods. There used to be a cover plate over that, but yeah. Oh, there it is. What is that? So this is a Buick four-door sedan. Look at this. That Chevy truck's been in there so long, a tree fell on it. There's a Ford bump side. Looks like a step side long bed in the tree. A square body buried way in the back. Look at the tree just smashed this thing. Been in here so long. Had a 4-speed in it. Yep, Scottsdale 10. Chevy truck. Look at, there's a creek running back through here. It's about to fall in the creek. Typical square body pickup truck. Scottsdale. I like the really cool two-tone paint job that they had in this era. The 64 Galaxy four-door hardtop wedged in the trees here. Still got some nice taillight lenses on them. Some of these didn't have backup lights in them. I've seen in salvage yards where certain Galaxies in 64, they just had a solid piece of metal in here instead of the backup lens. And the backup lens is glass in this. Look at a 61 Ford. Not much left of it. Let's see if I can get back out of here without getting killed. Oh, look, there's like the square body's hood. Check out that old snow tire. Fleetmaster Deep Lug. Then somebody's vacuum cleaner. And this truck. So, like, yeah, Ford. So, Ford truck. Pretty bronze paint job on it. Look at that. Somebody had a late model seat in it. That looks like that old grain truck looked like it became just a place to throw parts. Let's look at the Mustang here. 65 or 6 Mustang coupe. Been in here a long time, not much left of it. Let's just continue down this tree row here, see what's in here. It's kind of random. Chevrolet 4-door sedan, body, nothing else. This is 2 different years of trucks. That's beds from off of something later. It's like a 63 to 66 Chevy truck. And then there's an earlier 48 to 53 truck, 48 to 55. That looks like a Model A engine sitting over there on the ground by the fence. Sometimes these old salvage yards, you know, they do some weird stuff. 2-door sedan. Ooh, it's got the humpback on it. This might be a Ford. Oh, here's a 4-door Falcon, earlier one, with a Ranchero next to it. It's cousins. 61 to 63 Falcons look like this. 1970s camper shell. These were aluminum. Basically, they were shells just like a made out of the same material your trailers were made out of. And they were everywhere back in the day, in the 80s. Everybody had them on. Every grandpa who had one, a truck had one on. It was kind of like an 80s Ford Escort sitting back here. And here's a DeSoto, 59, 58, something like that. Look at the chrome trim on this. Isn't that amazing? Look at this chrome trim. And how it just kicked up towards the big fins. Look at these fins. Oof. You can almost impale somebody on it if you're not careful backing up. This thing came out of Amarillo, Texas. Ernest St. Clair. It's like another Falcon. Still has a 6-cylinder in it. Oh, look, there's more over here in the trees. Ooh, here, look at this. There's a Le Mans. 66 Le Mans. 4-door hardtop. How much left of it? I like the Le Mans door panel emblems. Look at this. This is really cool. You see that? Those are really cool. How they got the checkered flags on both sides. Automatic car. What it had for engine, who knows? That did have power brakes though. Early 60s Buick Skylark coupe here. Next to, looks like a Ford Model T pickup truck with an Edsel behind that. Forgive me if my camera goes astray. I'm also trying not to trip and fall and break my neck while doing this. This is a Studebaker Commander. Looks like from the early 50s. Front clip. Get back out of here. These are trailer tires. Look at them all. Look at all the tread they still have on them. Wow, they're holding air. 7 by 14.5. Wow. A lot of trailer tires back here. It's interesting what you find in the trees of a tree line of a junkyard along its borders. This is Edsel Corsair. These were kind of neat. They have like this really cool wraparound back window. And the one thing unique about Corsairs is they actually had a push button automatic, and I can see if I can get a shot of it. It is actually on the steering wheel. Let me get in there. See that? Not sure how well that worked. It had to have been electronic. because it's on the steering wheel. Still has the AM radio in there. Really kind of cool dashboard these things had back then. But their design was a little bit too weird for people of that era. The horseshoe collared grill was kind of really panned by most people. As you can see, the front grill with the horseshoe type front end on it. And Edsel was basically a great failure as a car company back then. Some more pickup trucks. An Aero Falcon. Oh, this is a Willys. Or Willis, depending on how you pronounce it. Aero Falcon. Look at these glass bulb backup light lenses on them. That's cool. And the hood hinges, the trunk hinges are right on top. It's a 4-door. Kind of a simple dash in these, really. No gauges besides the speedometer. I don't even see a gas gauge. Do you guys see a gas gauge? Oh, there it is. Oh, it does have a temp gauge in the speedometer and the fuel gauge. That's it. No oil pressure or anything else. Some more pickup trucks. Could do Chevy truck. 4853 Chevy pickup truck. Oh, look, you put an antenna on the side of the side cowl vent, so I guess the antenna moves with the vent. This one looks like it had add-on turn signals that were added on later on. Isn't that kind of neat? You see, does it have anything written on it? Yeah. This one looks like it's been beat up from sitting, like things have been running into it since it got parked. The old school bus over there, that one's kind of unique. It's got a wrap-around back window on the back corners. Isn't that kind of interesting? Look at that. So you're in the back seat, you got a panoramic view riding to school. Junkyards love school buses because they're cheap and they can hold a ton of crap. Look at all the parts in here. Like there's a 3-speed, there's an intake manifold, looks like a for Pontiac. Some cylinder heads, brake drums, flywheels, small block Chevy intake, a grill shell, axles, all kinds of stuff. And it'll keep your stuff dry and rust free for the most part. This is like a 73 to 75 El Camino. It had a vinyl top on it at one time, which completely destroyed the B-pillars here. And somebody put in an AM/FM cassette from way back. Look at this. They actually had looks like a light out of a camper in there, just to give you some light getting stuff in and out of the bed. Not much else left on it. There's like 75 Caprice, a 73 Impala, a 58 Chevy 4-door. This looks like a Erlich's 50 Chevy Fleetline 4-door. The fenders are missing. Does have one. It still has the wipers on it. Dashboard looks like a 51, something like that. I'm not positive. It has the under dash heater underneath of it. You see it? Not much else left in this car. Let me go back around over here. Oh look, another 58 Chevy. It's Bel Air. Some Cadillacs. Looks like they used to park the demo derby fodder out here. There's another 70s Impala back there against the fence. Ooh, 67 Cougar over there. All patinaed out. Check this out. Yeah, 67 Cougar. This one's had the sun baking the paint off of for a long time. An automatic car. I tell you what, that fender actually looks pretty damn good. Here's a 51 Chevy Deluxe. The Deluxes always say Deluxe in this area right there on there. They had some extra trim on them, and that's about it. Not a Dodge. Oh, it's a Ford. What does it say on the front of this thing? Oh, it's a Fraser. Kaiser Fraser. Looks like another one right there. Wow. '58, '59 Ford with another one right behind it. Both Galaxies. That one's a coupe, two-door hardtop. That's a four-door sedan. Okay, let's move on to another section, huh? All right, so I had to stop at this one, not because it's anything special. It is kind of rare. It's a 71 Chevy Biscayne four-door sedan. My first car was a 71 Chevy Impala four-door sedan, and I like the 71s the best because they have the really cool, I like the taillights and stuff. 71s are also very unique, is that they're only year GM did this, and they only did them on the full-size cars and the Vegas. This one looks like a, it's odd. Look, the paint looks green, but the interior looks blue. This door still opens? No. But this is a Biscayne, which was rare to find in 71. Most of them were just, Biscaynes were like taxis and stuff. But this one had air conditioning in it. And front end looked like it got hit hard. Either that or... Oh, it looks like they ripped the engine out, ripped the radiator top cap off with it. But the other thing unique about the 71s is the only year they had the marker lights like this on a fender extension. Right next to it's this really cool little Corvair coupe. Still has the bench seat in it. Some of them these had bucket seats in them. And that one looks like it has an automatic because it doesn't have a shifter sticking out of the floorboard. All right, let's continue. Check this out here. This is a Rambler Marlin. I'm talking about a rare car today. Two-door fastback. I think we started making these in '64. They're kind of cool looking cars. They're unique. Similar to looking into like a Barracuda. I'm sure if you owned one of these, everybody thought it would be a Barracuda. Excuse me. Where they had bucket seats. Look at that. Split bench with an armrest in the back. Huge rear package tray in the back. And some unique looking dashboard. This one's an automatic. Look like it says right on the pedal, power brakes, because that was a big selling point. That one looks like it has a super rare for the era AM FM radio. Look at that. That was probably very rare for a Rambler to begin with. This one even has a clock in it. And I like it how it says Weather Eye on See if we get that to focus a little better on that. It says weather area on the heater controls. Next to it is this Nash. I'm not sure which model Nash this is. This is a two-door. It's not a Metropolitan, but you can see that by the rear bumper. It used to be a Continental kit. There's the tire holder here, and it had like a. These things had like a hood latch set up on it to so you can access the trunk lock. Another Rambler, which was more or less like a Nash back then anyways. Rambler and Nash, they were all the same basically. And unique, almost like upside down bathtub cars. We'll ignore the Toyota Camry here. That's for garbage. Alright, so let's get back up here to the front, and in this new area that Chad's been he's been organizing. And you look up here, we're going to start up here in the, looks like a Model A Ford sedan, and we're kind of work back towards like these 30s. So we got 20s, 30s, and then we get back to the shoe boxes over here. What this was a Ford truck, I bet. It has the big wheels on it. So this is probably somebody's Model A or Model T one-ton truck they used for grain hauling, and then they cut it down and they turned it into a winch set up here. And they welded all this. Look at this, all this like C-channel iron cut with a torch, and they used the engine to power it. Isn't that crazy? This is stuff that these farmers did to keep things running. Look at this one, it even has a winch on it, this chassis below it. Not sure what that is. Oh, that's the cow. It's lying on its back on the dash side. Here's a Model A four-door sedan. Still has the engine in it. Next to that, looks like a 39 or 40 four-door sedan. I like the banjo wheel. See, that's what they called the banjo steering wheel. That was factory back then. Now you can buy those aftermarket. Over here, looks like a 46 to 48 Ford. I don't know the difference between the 46 to 48s. It's a four-door sedan. These were kind of unique, is that you had an option to get a Columbia 2-speed rear end. And it looks like somebody's got aftermarket turn signals put on it. The Columbia 2-speed rear end was very, very rare. And it would get you a higher top end. Here's a two-door sedan with a big fastback. You know, a four-door sedan with a fastback. Looks like a 39 or 40. Like a turtle deck almost. And I like how the door handles in this area had the same ridges as the side trim. Isn't that cool? It's like a 39 or 40. It looks like it still has a flathead in it. Yep, flathead V8 still in it. Behind it, oh, here's a two-door sedan, 39 or 40. Very cool. Look at the intake manifold off of an engine. Oh man, that one got hammered in the side. It got sideswiped hard. I love this body style. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it farther back. Yeah, there you go. This one still has a flathead in it. Look at that. For all these years, it'd be hard to get the pistons out of it to rebuild it. But Chad is kind of, because he's more or less a one-man show out here, He really got smart and organized. He's still in the process of organizing, obviously. So, because like there's a Cadillac over there in the weeds, we'll go look at. But he really wanted to make it easy. So when people call up, he knew where say they got a shoebox Ford and then what parts. Well, here's a section of shoebox Fords, and he just trots over here to see our shoebox Fords and see if he has what the people are looking for. The two-door sedan. In the 49 to 51 era, the two-door and the four-door are basically the same car. The two-door just doesn't have a back door cut out of it. It doesn't have a longer front door like they did later on. Back here, this is a 51. This was unique. Still has a flathead in it. It's probably an 8BA motor. And this one is a Victoria. Now if you look at it, it's got all the extra trim on it. And it has a unique 3-piece back window. There used to be another, here's the other piece that fell off, I guess. It went like here, like that, see? And it was unique because no other, and the trim line cut the window back like that. This is a really unique car. Very hard to find. I also like this detail on the door trim here on the belt line. This ridged area. And 51s are easy to spot because they have 2 bullets on them. Like this 51, here's a 2-door sedan 51. And you see it's got 2 bullets in it. The 49 and 50s don't. They have a single one right in the middle. And he doesn't have one sitting over here where I can show you with the grill still in it. Pardon me. Some people get allergies in the spring. I get them in the fall when they're harvesting. And they are hard on me, pretty hard on me. So these here, early Fords, like 53, 54 era. At least that one is there. And then there's a crest line, I think. Is that a crest line? Oh, that's a Rambler. And there's a Chevy fleet line there. See, the previous owner of this property just kind of lined them up, kind of haphazard. And Chad is trying to get them more, some sort of organization to them. So I'm going to take out, look at the Vega wagon over here. Hang on a second. Alrighty. Vegas, there was Chevrolet's first foray into subcompact cars in the 70s when the Japanese were, taking over. They started building these in the early 70s before the first gas crisis. It's because like a 76 or 77 Vega GT wagon. It's probably meant it had dual sport mirrors on it, which it does. The first gas crisis happened in 73, where OPEC kind of screwed us over. And those are oil producing economic countries or something like that. And we had a gas shortage all of a sudden. This one was an automatic, this big wagon. And then suddenly, and then again in 75, they had another gas crisis. Nice international pickup truck. Here's a cow to something else. Another Ford or something. I like the little cow lights here. So people started looking at subcompact cars, and the Japanese were already building them because that's what they had in Japan, and narrow roads in Japan, not the big wide highways and byways we had in America. And So suddenly people didn't want these big giant gas guzzling sedans that, you know, America was building. And then there was another one, a third gas crisis that happened, same OPEC deal, 81 to 83, I believe, because it happened right when I started driving. And I started driving, and the first year I was driving, gas was like $1.39 a gallon. And a kid that's making $3.35 an hour, that's a lot of money. And then by my junior year, it was over and gas was back down to like 79 cents a gallon. Look at this beautiful 72 Ford LTD. I think it's an LTD because it has all that extra side trim on it. If you ever saw White Lightning, and you knew what I was talking about. A couple of Corvair coupes here. Here's one of the cars that Chad already moved to someplace else more reasonable, I guess. Oh, here's the Corvair with the bucket seats. There you go. And this one still got them too. Yeah, look at that. 2 Corvairs with bucket seats. Some of these had, this one actually has a 4-speed in it. I think it's got add-on gauges. I am not sure why you would have a temp gauge in an air-cooled engine, but let's go look. I gotta figure this out. Let's take a look at this. Is it actually a temp gauge? Oh, it's vacuum. It's got oil pressure, amps, and vacuum. Stuart Warner. It's kind of cool. I like these little bucket seats that they have in Corvairs. They're pretty cool. I like these. They're hard to find. Here's another set in this one. Oh, looks like the headliner's mouse house fell down. This one's another 4-speed car. Got that cool little AM radio. Door shut's nice. Thanks for watching this video on Nobody Else's Auto Salvage. I'm going to stop it here, and then I'm going to have more coming. So there's a lot of footage, and I didn't want to make a 3-hour-long video. So look for new ones coming up in the next few weeks. I got to get back to work on my boat and try to get this thing out of my garage before the snow flies. I still have a lot to do, and I've had some setbacks. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It doesn't cost anything, but you'll get to see more videos of junkyard crawling. Also, check out my playlist on other junkyards I've been to that are full of old cars.